Good evening and welcome to this week's edition of CopaLoadofRacing, where we're going to look at 4 races for you tomorrow at the likes of Kelso, Doncaster, Newbury and Lingfield. We'll get looking at them in a moment. Plenty of action in Scotland over the past week. We had a meeting at Ayr on Monday and then a double header of freebie racing at Musselburgh. Great initiative there by Musselburgh to allow people in for free. There was some fantastic prize money up for grabs. Just a shame some trainers and connections never appreciated that fact and sent up some horses to play to compete for that. So really just allowed a lot of the northern trainers to utilise or make the most, should I say, of that prize money, which is a bit disappointing. Especially when there's been a lot said about, as I spoke about last week, about ARC and their prize money that they have up at the moment, cutting back on that and to the displeasure of many trainers. So I found it a little bit strange that because Musselburgh had put up some good prize money, that it wasn't taken up by some of the more prestigious southern trainers. But that's their choice. Just seems strange when you look in the flat, those trainers that are maybe a little bit unhappy about prize money on the flat, some of them decide to send their horses over to the likes of France to compete for the good prize money over there. Just a shame some of the National Hunt trainers down south weren't making the most of what was up for grabs at Musselburgh. Anyway, there's good prize money tomorrow at Kelso, that's for sure, in one of their big meetings of their season, highlighted with the Belhaven Brewery Premier Chase. It's a listed Class 1 race, this over just shy of 3 miles, and you know, so there's just over £34,000 up here for grabs, and 5 runners come up to compete for it. And Paul Nichols has sent up Black Corton, and Bryony Frost takes a ride there. Currently trading around about favourite at the moment, and quite rightly so. This horse has won the likes of the Cato Star at Kempton as a novice, and hasn't disgraced itself in some of the big handicap chases at the likes of Ascot last time out, finishing second there. So should come into this race in good form. The trip, no problems at all, and I can't see past Black Corton in the Premier Chase, I have to say. I think it should see that out. Captain Redbeard comes into it in good form, having won at Kelso last month, beating Definitely Red. But that was a 2-horse race, of course. I feel it's still in with a fair shout for Stuart Coulthard, but it would have been interesting to see how poor a run that maybe was from Definitely Red. Not taking anything away from Captain Redbeard, but this is a real tough assignment. Blue Flight's in there, that's in good form for Nigel Twiston Davis. Callum Bewley takes a ride there, and that will be there in thereabouts. ACDC is also there, and so is former Grand National winner One for Arthur, prepping obviously for a return to Aintree next month, but there's still question marks there. Of course, ever since that win in the Grand National, it's 2 appearances back at Aintree and at Haydock I've seen him unship his rider. So Derek Fox is back on board again. They'll be just looking, I'm sure Lucinda will be looking for a clear round of jumping from One for Arthur and see where he can finish in this pretty competitive 5-runner race, but Black Corton is the one for me. Right, moving on to the William Hill Grimthorpe Handicap Chase at Doncaster. Here off at 3:35. By the way, that Premier Chase starts at 2:45. So 3:35 for this race at Donny. Dingo Dollar was a horse that I picked out for the Sky Bet at this same track back in January. I'm disappointed in that late race, so I'm going to go for Looking Well, who looked all the way as if it was going to win the Edinburgh National about a year ago, but made a mess of it and fell about 3 out, and also had fell at Kelso prior to its win at Doncaster last time out, so has got back into winning ways, and I think it should go pretty well in this one. Another one, no, that's another race I was going to pick out in each race out for that one, but no, Looking Well for me, having returned back to winning ways after that disappointing fall at Kelso, should get back to maybe getting a double up at Donny after that win in February. There, it was only actually 10 or so days ago, so remains in good heart and should be given a shout in that race. Moving to Newbury for their 240, the William Hill supporting Greatwood Gold Cup handicap chase. This grade 3 over just shy of 2.5 miles. Happy Diva, Kerry Lee's in great form at the moment, and this horse won at Huntingdon just over a month ago, and Richard Patrick gets on really well with this horse, and it was there or thereabouts in a lot of races in a run-up, placed at the likes of Ascot and Cheltenham and Carlisle, but that win at Huntingdon back at the end of January in a grade 1 in a class 1 race was certainly enough to give me confidence that it can go well again here this time out at Newbury, for their big charity day there at Newbury. The horse I'll pick out each way is Valdez for Alan King. Tom Cannon takes a ride there. Last time we seen it was back just before Christmas at Ascot, when it finished 4th in a 10-runner field at a big price. I think I backed it that day each way, and I was a bit disappointed that it didn't get into the places, but I think it's got another shout here, around about 12 to 1 just now, but I think it's getting its confidence back up after some disappointing runs in the run up to that Ascot race. So Valdez is an each way interest in the Greatwood Gold Cup. Now, as we were saying about disappointing prize money up for grabs, there's just shy of £12,000 for a Class 2 sprint handicap at Lingfield tomorrow, in the 250, the Betway Casino handicap. Now, Gracious John ran last week in a listed race over that course and distance, and didn't disappoint itself, finishing 4th in that race. Looked to be going well, finishing behind Gorgeous Noura. But this is a much lesser assignment. Royal Birth's the one that probably catches the eye in terms of the market, but I think Gracious John should run well. Got other usual candidates to take on, the likes of Boom the Groom and Ornate and so on, but I think Gracious John can get itself back to winning ways under David Egan. John Egan, at 11 to 4 priced up at the moment with the likes of the William Hill. Gracious John back in handicap company should maybe get the spoils there. So that's my thoughts for tomorrow's racing. We are looking ahead to next week. Of course, is the weekend before the Cheltenham Festival, so we always look keenly at the Imperial Cup at Sandown, and of course Ayr has a Saturday card to look at as well, so we'll be looking at that next Friday night, and then later on in the weekend I will do my Cheltenham preview of what I think is going to be worth watching over the 4 days at Cheltenham. Looking at those Cheltenham tips, remember I have got Relegate in the Albert Bartlett, who has been disappointing this season. I think Willie Mullins has said that himself. maybe Cheltenham will bring the best back out in it, having won the bumper there last year. He definitely feels that it's a horse that needs a trip such as the Albert Bartlett, over 3 miles on the Friday, and softer ground would be to its advantage as well. There looks to be plenty of rain due at Cheltenham over the next week or so, so that may change the going, which is currently good, I think, at Cheltenham. So that would be a positive for him. Bells Hill is my each way tip at the moment for the Gold Cup, but that may possibly change to an on the nose tip. It's each way in my anti-post bet at the moment. And beyond that, looking at my naps basically for Cheltenham are Paisley Park in the Stairs and Tiger Roll in the cross country. And with regards to the Grand National, Rathfinden, I spoke about him last week. He was running in the Bobby Joe chase over in Ireland, which he won at Fairyhouse pretty impressively, I felt. So it was good to see it coming off a long absence to win such a race as that. It's entered into the Cheltenham Gold Cup, but its main target, without a doubt, is the Grand National, and it's now come in a joint favourite with Tiger Roll, around about 12 to 1. So if you backed it a few weeks ago when I put it up as an anti-post bet, then things are pointing in the right direction. So as I say, that's about it for me this week. I'll be back next week, same time, same place, and we'll be looking ahead to Sandown and Ayr. Enjoy your weekend. CopaLoad of Racing.